They remade the original intro. I love that so much. Anyway, today the first Pokemon Direct of 2020 just aired, and the very first thing that they announced was this, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. Now, here I was thinking that Mystery Dungeon might be done for good. Like, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon felt like a finale of the series very much. Like, a very good finale to be precise, but it felt like a finale to the series, what with you being able to recruit every Pokemon, and like all the Pokemon that you could encounter if they existed in a previous game, it would actually be that Pokemon, like the Grovyle in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon actually being Grovyle from PMD2, for example, stuff like that. And there's been a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game every generation since Generation 3, but now we're on Generation 8 and it skipped to Gen 7. So there was Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon that was designed as if it was a finale, like both the title, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, the way the gameplay was, being able to recruit everybody, and just the whole way that it seemed to be, it felt very much like it was wrapping up the series, being like, okay, Mystery Dungeon's done for. So for a bit of history on Mystery Dungeon, for those who don't know, the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, Blue and Red Rescue Team, were the very first set of 2 Pokemon games that were released on 2 different consoles, as it was at the end of the Game Boy Advance's lifetime. There was the Game Boy Advance version, Red Rescue Team, and there is the Nintendo DS version, Blue Rescue Team. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team was my first Pokemon game I ever played in my life, and man did I ever love it. It's still one of my favorite games to date. I enjoy Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon a bit more, but this game still has a special place in my heart. But for various reasons, I honestly thought that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon would never see the light of day again. Like, 1, it having skipped to Generation 7 after having done it for so many generations, and now it's currently Generation 8. 2, the fact that it's the Nintendo Switch now, and, like, it's not as easy to just, you know, quickly make a game for this and sell it, I guess. Not as easy as it is to make just a purely handheld game. And, as well, 3, the sales of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon weren't as good as they used to be. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1, Blue and Red Rescue Team, sold pretty well, actually. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2, across all 3 versions of it, sold very well, actually. It got some really great sales. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 3 on the 3DS is where it started becoming a bit more niche. Like, that game didn't sell too well, and it had the most mixed reviews. And Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, it sold decently well overall, nowhere near the sales of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 or 2 though, and like, not all that impressive sales from the perspective of it being a Pokemon game. But from a typical game standpoint, its sales were actually pretty alrighty. They weren't half bad there, but like, because it never seemed to recapture the success that it had with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 and 2, I honestly thought that it wouldn't be coming back here. Admire illustration. Oh, I have to hold the button. Oh, that's really cool. Look at that. That's adorable. Like, one of the coolest parts of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 and 2 were the illustrations that would appear on the menu. I know they have new illustrations, that's so cool. Anyway, for those 3 very significant reasons, I honestly thought that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon might never see the light of day again. Plus, I guess another reason is it never got all that good of reviews from, like, big reviewers. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon from big reviewers has always been reviewed terribly. Like, my favorite game of all time, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, got a 4.9 out of 10 from IGN. Fun fact. So, that sucks. But when it comes to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 and 2 are very much like a set of games, with 2 being the sequel to 1, I guess. Despite them having no story connection to each other, they are very much a set of games, like, mostly because, like, 2 was made after the success of 1. Plus, they were made on the same consoles of the Nintendo DS, if you ignore the fact that PMD1 was also on the Game Boy Advance. And plus, the music director was the same for both them. Like, the same person was in charge of the music, who did an awesome job, by the way. I love the music of all the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, though, is the thing. But so it's not really saying much that I enjoy PMD 1 and 2's music when I love all the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon soundtracks. But I really like the music direction for PMD 1 and PMD 2. The Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games in general do a very incredible job of reusing tunes throughout the game. Like, I can't wait to see what this remastered soundtrack holds. Anyway, this morning, when I was walking into class, and I pull out my phone to check on Cerebi for what news I missed from the Direct, and I saw a line that said, oh, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX has just been announced for the Switch on March 6th, and the demo's available now. I cannot express how taken aback I was. Like, one of the hypest parts about this is because of the fact that PMD 1 and 2 are very much a set of games, both because they were made, like, on the same consoles, they had the same kind of direction, stuff like that, and that was PMD 1 and PMD 2 was when this series used to be really big, before it became more niche with PMD 3 and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Because they're a set of games like that, the fact that they're willing to remake Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 means that there's probably a very good chance of them remaking Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2, because the thing is, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 sold better than Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 did overall in terms of all 3 games, and they, at the Pokemon Company, are aware that PMD 2 was the best-selling Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, and it's the most highly acclaimed. Whenever anybody talks about like the best Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, they always jump right to PMD 2. So the question arises, why would they remake PMD 1 but not PMD 2? Unless they were planning on doing this first, seeing if it does well, and then doing PMD 2 from there, because like I said, they're very much a set of games. The 2 Mystery Dungeon games were when Mystery Dungeon was actually really big before it became more niche. So honestly, this very much opens the door to my favorite game of all time potentially getting remastered. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 is also one of my favorite games of all time. It's like a tech demo compared to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 and Super Mystery Dungeon though, which, comparing it to those 2 games in that way, still makes this game a masterpiece in my eyes, because of how good 2 and 4 are. That's my opinion on that. I'm insanely hyped that this is a thing. I can't wait to get into it. I know I'm dilly-dallying here a lot, but I just really wanted to express just how important this is to me, and Blue Rescue Team was my first ever Pokemon game. It was my first ever Nintendo DS game, and it was my first ever Pokemon game. It was my first ever handheld game as well. I started out with a PlayStation 2, and then my first console after that was a Nintendo DS, and then a Wii shortly after that. I was planning for a long time to do a complete series on every Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, starting with PMD 1 to PMD 2 to PMD 3 to Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. And on my channel, I actually do already have series on PMD 1, 2, and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. I skipped 3 because it's not as good. It's still pretty good at the end of the day, but it's not as, like, crazy good as the other 3. And when I did those, like both, it was when I was a brand new streamer / content creator, so I wasn't very experienced. The quality was terrible. The layout that I had across this whole thing was terrible. I didn't have lighting like this. I didn't have a freaking studio light there. I didn't have floodlights back there to add ambience to the room. My microphone didn't sound as good, even though I think it was still the same microphone back then. I think I didn't play around with settings yet, so the audio was terrible. My face cam overlay was an ugly thing full of like random PNG images I threw together, as opposed to this thing, which I hand drew myself over the course of like a month. And yeah, so it's a lot better quality now. So for a while I've thought, oh, I should do a series on like every Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. And this time I'll actually do the post-game content, because on those 3 series that I did before, on those 3 Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, I did the main story and then none of the post-game content, even though the story gets expanded in all of those games with the post-game story. So I never did like all of the story. I basically just got to the credits and then quit, with the worst case being Super Mystery Dungeon, because it ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger if you don't do the post-game, where everything gets resolved there. So whoops. So because of the increase in quality and the fact that I never did the complete story of any of the Mystery Dungeon games, I was planning for a long time, like, hey, once I get the chance, I should do a series on all 4 Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, including the post-game content, so that I actually properly showcase them all. And now, here we go, out of nowhere, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 is getting a remaster. And honestly, completely honestly, I thought the Mystery Dungeon series would never see the light of day again. And I'm unbelievably thrilled that it's back, and that it's coming out in less than 2 months. That's insane. I cannot wait to hop into this. Maybe I'll hold off on doing a complete series on the Mystery Dungeon series until like next year to see if there's a PMD 2 remake announcement, but it looks like when it comes to making the series on all Mystery Dungeon games, PMD 1 will be the remake version, and maybe I'll wait a year or 2 before hopping into PMD 2 to see if a remake of it happens, because that would be incredible. And yeah, I can't wait to get started with this. The save data from the demo will transfer over to the main game once it's out, so this is actually part 1 proper of the series. we're 11 minutes in already, so let's just hop into the game. New game. Welcome. This is the portal that leads to the world of Pokémon. But before I can let you through, I have several questions for you. I want you to answer them sincerely. I won't. Are you ready? Okay, let the interview begin. So, one of the most unique things about the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, apart from PMD 3, is the fact that they all start with a personality test at the beginning. And it's from that personality test that it determines what type of Pokemon you be through the journey. And Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon had a very unique way of doing this. I should say, first of all, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 and 2 have you just take a personality test, it assigns you a Pokemon, and then you choose who your partner is going to be, as long as they're not the same type of Pokemon as you. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 3 just had you choose outright who you want to be and your starter. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon did a mix. It presents you with a personality test, it assigns you your Pokemon, but then you can just choose not to go with that Pokemon. So if this game follows that same format, which I hope it does, then we'll do a personality test, it'll assign me a Pokemon, and then I'll be able to choose something new. And this remastered personality test music, this is bringing up the nostalgia in me right now, honestly. And how the personality tests work is it has a list of Pokemon for like male and female options for whichever one you choose. And each one of those Pokemon is assigned a nature, whether it be like sassy, quirky, stuff like that. And each one of these questions in the background will assign 2 points to a certain nature, or 1 point to like 2 different natures, stuff like that. So if it works the same way as it used to, I'm surprised I didn't actually look this up before I started this recording. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team Personality Test. There are ways to know like what points get assigned where so that you can choose what you want to choose. And looking up what info there was on this game on Cerebi, apparently it seems like the starters available in this game are the same as they were in the original. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there's any new starters. Hopefully that's not the case, but I guess we'll see. So it only goes up to Generation 3 for that. Another reason I thought that I should make another note. Another reason why I never thought Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 or 2 would ever be remastered is because of how old they are in terms of Pokemon. This right here is a Generation 3 game when we are currently in Generation 8. I never thought this was possible, that they'd be willing to go back to something like this, and I'm so glad that they are. So, let's see here. My favorite starter that you can be in this game is Eevee, but you can only be Eevee if you choose the female option, which it seems like that is the naive nature. So, what do I have to answer here for naive, I suppose? So if I just Control F to naive here, oh, what question? A test is, so it looks like it is the original personality test as well. I guess they didn't change it. A test is coming up. How do you study for it? Study hard gives you 2 points in hardy. At the last second gives you 2 points in relaxed. And ignore it and play is plus 2 points in impish. Well, none of these are the nature that I'm looking for, so I suppose I'll just do what I might actually do, which is either one of these two. Fine, at the last second it is. Oh, that's cool. Your friend is being bullied. What do? Let's see here. Your friend, Control F, is being bullied. There's nothing here for naive. Sometimes you might have to redo the personality test. This face up to the bully gives you 3 points in brave. Caution the bully from afar is plus 2 points in timid. And heckle the bully from behind is plus 2 points in impish. Now, because I'm going for the naive nature, I wouldn't want to do the one that gives plus 3 points in something that I'm not looking for. I do the one that gives plus 2 points in something I'm not looking for. Fine, heckle the bully from behind. Sure. It's a weekend, but no one will play with you. What do? It's a weekend. There's still nothing here for naive. Looks like the first one gives plus 1 points to jolly and lonely. So go on a trip is plus 1 to jolly, plus 1 to lonely. Hang around vacantly. They're even in the same order as the original game. That's really cool. Is plus 1 calm and plus 2 relax. And huddle in a corner is plus 1 timid and plus 3 lonely. I mean, that's what I'd actually do in real life. I'm gonna say go on a trip though. I need a naive option. Your friend fails to show up for a meeting at the promised time. What do? Your friend fails. There's still no naive options. Become irritated gives +1 in docile and +2 in hasty. Wait patiently is +2 in relax. I think I already assigned some points into that, so I don't think I can afford to assign any more. And get angry and bail is +3 in hasty. So I'm gonna go with this for +1 in docile, +2 in hasty. Do you like groan-inducing puns? Do you like... Let's see here. Oops, I need to spell that right. Ah, here we go. Love them is +1 in impish and +3 in naive. A little is +2 in jolly, and spare me is +2 in sassy. So we're gonna go with love them for +3 in naive. Do you like to noisily enjoy yourself with others? Do you like to... Let's see here. Nothing here for naive. Yes gives +2 in jolly, +1 in lonely, and no gives +1 in timid, so no it is. Somebody calls you weird but funny. How does that make you feel? I've been called that so many times, you have no idea. Alright. So saying happy gives +1 in naive and +1 in lonely, and not happy gives +1 in hasty and +1 in sassy. So we're going with this because it gives +1 in naive. I don't know if I'm gonna get it this time. It asks too many non-naive questions. There's a person you like. There's no opportunity to get close. What do you do? There we go. Nothing here for naive still. Dang. Bravely declare my love gives +1 in hardy and +3 in brave. Might say hello is +2 in quirky. Pull a prank to get attention is +2 in impish, and look from afar is +2 in timid. I don't think I've done anything for quirky, so let's assign some points in that to try to make sure that naive is the highest. Yeah, and then... Oh, that's cool how they adjusted it, where I'm pretty sure in the original game it asked which of these are you, but in this one it asks, do you want to play as a boy or a girl? That's actually really cool. That's like a little change, but I actually really like that. But yeah, this is the only option to get Eevee as your starter, so I'm gonna choose that. I don't know if we have enough points in naive though. I might have to redo the personality test, which is a regular part of this. Also, it looks like the audio of the game is a bit too loud, so I'm gonna quickly turn it down a little bit. So what starters do we have here? It's probably gonna show them all in a sec. Oh, I got it, first try, sweet! You appear to be the naive type. You are highly curious, and you love rare things. You have a cheerful and carefree attitude, which should make things fun for the people around you. But you do have one flaw. You can be childish. You can never sit still. You're always on the move. You can also be selfish, so you should watch yourself. A naive person like you should be. First try, the Pokemon Eevee. Look at this art style. Whoa, that's pretty cool. You appear to be Eevee, is that correct? Oh, they did do the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon thing. Awesome. I love that. So you can do the Super Mystery Dungeon approach of saying no, that isn't right, and then just choosing who you want to. So I wonder, can you choose to play as a male and then choose Eevee? Because that would be, you know, an upgrade from the original for sure. But I'm gonna say yes, exactly. And the nice little flip. This is the final step. Who would you like to have as your partner? Choose the Pokemon you want as your partner from this group. Who will be your partner? Okay, one disappointment that I have is that they didn't include more starters past Generation 3. That is a bit unfortunate there. I love that smile that Squirtle just had. Not Squirtle, Mudkip. Sorry, I'm getting my water types mixed up. Also, speaking of types, I just now noticed they're grouped together. Look at that, the 3 water types, the 3 fire types, and the 3 grass types. That's actually really cool. And there's like the niche weird ones that were part of PMD 1 that I'm surprised they brought back for the remake here. I guess it's a remake true to its roots. If I want to go with the same partner as my initial playthrough I did of this game last year? Was it the year before? No, it was the year before, wasn't it? Because it's 2020 now. I did that playthrough in 2018. And I remember my freaking rescue team name was Donate Please. Oh, what a time. Yeah, Chikorita was my partner there. Pikachu is also another solid option, being a Pokemon I play in Smash here and there. Could always go with Psyduck. Okay, Chikorita's the most adorable. I'm gonna go with that. Also, look in the background. That's the original personality test kind of wavelength thing. Just like made really blurry so you can barely see it. That's really cool. I'm just so hyped that this is a thing that exists. Chikorita? Heck yeah. Oh, and you can choose this too. That used to be assigned, like, ahead of time, like based on what Pokemon it was in PMD 1, but you can actually choose it here. That's actually awesome. That's really cool. Let's do it. What is your partner's nickname? I don't know. I could go with the same nickname that I did in my PMD 2 playthrough. I don't know. Sure, let's do it. Let's do the thing. This is the name that I went with for my partner in PMD 2. It's not a reference to Generation 4 Pokemon. It's literally just a name that I really like. I don't know why, but I just really like the name. Yeah, Cynthia's all right for a nickname. Oh, so adorable. Look at that. Are these two all right? So if I say, let me choose again. So, which Pokemon would you like to be? So yeah, you can literally choose whichever one you want. Oh, and it now shows them in a different order. Yeah, that's really, really cool, actually. I really like how it did the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon format of, it gives you a personality test so you can still see what's happening. So it looks like I didn't have to cheat the test after all. And you can still choose who you want to be if you don't get who you want and get like super stressed out over it. And you don't have to cheat the system like I did. Yeah, Eevee it is. So even if you choose again, it looks like you can't choose gender there. It looks like that part is during the personality test. Well, I guess we're stuck as a female Eevee. Oh well. Here I was thinking I had to choose that to be an Eevee, but now that I know that you can just choose at the end, and you don't have to choose to be a female Pokemon in order to be an Eevee. Ah well. Ah well. Yes. Yeah, that's really cool how much freedom it gives you there. I like that. I like that a lot. Now I have to type this in again, though. That's really, really cool. I am very much liking this so far. Like, my only complaint so far is that there aren't more, like, new starters past Generation 3. But this just really shows how they're making it a remake through and through. And honestly, I'm really liking this so far. I really like what I see so far, honestly. How adorable that is. Yes. Okay, we're all set. Let's get you into the world of Pokemon. Go for it. Where am I? Am I dreaming this? Feel a pleasant breeze. Hear a voice from somewhere. Wonder who it is. Excuse me. Please, wake up. Come on, wake up. Oh my goodness! This is my first Pokemon game I ever played, and now I get to see it like this! Okay, I need to calm down here. Finally awake, great. Hold on, I can't control myself right now. Ugh. Ah, heartwarming. A common theme from PMD 1. Where is this? You were passed out here. I'm glad to see you awake. I'm Cynthia, happy to meet you. And you are? I've never seen you around here before. Why is it first person? This is so weird. Oh, is it gonna do the thing where you look into the pond? Is it gonna do that thing from a few Pokemon games or a few Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games where you look into the pond to see that you're a Pokemon and that's why it shows first person? Because in the first game, this was third person what happens right now. Huh? You say you're a human, but you look like... Yeah, there it is! A normal Eevee in every other way. Look at the portrait art! I've just recently been drawing portrait art of this game digitally to make into emotes for my Twitch channel. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon portraits like that make incredible emotes, and I've had a blast drawing them. I drew a Happy Chikorita just a couple weeks ago, for example. And man, having a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game to draw portraits from, I'm gonna be doing digital art from this game. Easily. A normal Eevee in every way. There's actually an animation for it now, instead of just the sprite turning up, down, left, and right, and you to take the word for it. That's so cool. That's true. I've turned into an Eevee. But why? I don't remember anything. Sorry, I got distracted because I looked at the portrait art and I loved it. I'm getting distracted here. You're kind kind of weird. Your name? What's your name? My name? That's right, my name is... Not Eevee. No. My name is... Harmonia. Please be enough space for it. Oh, thank goodness. For some reason, I thought it might cut it off by one character. A lot of games like to do that for some reason. Is Harmonia okay? Absolutely it is. Oh, Harmonia is your name? Well, isn't it a funny name? It's so true to the original! Somebody, please help me! Butterfree? Huh? I hear shouts from over there. It's Butterfree! Time to go save a Wurple. What's wrong? It's horrible. My Caterpie fell into a cavern. My poor baby. Oh, the remastered soundtrack is so true to the original. Oh, look at that new portrait art. Sorry. What? A huge fissure opened in the ground. My Caterpie fell in. He's too young to crawl out by himself. I went to get my baby. Pokemon suddenly attacked me. Huh? You were attacked? By other Pokemon? It must be enraged by the fissure and out of control. That's what I think. I'm not strong enough to fend off those wild Pokemon. Look how much more detail the portrait art can be now that it's not 40 by 40. Like, when I was doing art of this game, I found out that the portraits of the original are 40 by 40 pixels. Now that they don't have to be 40 by 40, look how much more detail. Like, the drop of water there doesn't have to, or the drop of sweat, I should say, doesn't have to be so insanely massive and take up so much of the portrait. It can now be a tiny detail and actually still be able to be made out, now that it's not 40 pixels by 40 pixels. Anyway, sorry. What become of my baby? Oh, what am I to do? Oh dear, oh dear. Sounds bad. We have to go help. Let's take off. Time for Tiny Woods. Oh, that's so charming. Ah, so nostalgic for me. You have no idea. This be a mystery dungeon? It is. It's a mystery dungeon. Mystery dungeon is a truly mysterious place, hence the name. The layout and the items change every time you enter. You can proceed by using the stairs, but you'll have to find the stairs first. And you remember that Butterfree said Pokemon in the dungeon attack, right? Necessary, we have to fight. Let's do our best, Harmonia. Try using L to walk. You can also move with the D-pad. Yeah, because this is a grid-based game, I feel like this is gonna be best to move with the D-pad. Alright, let's get myself familiar with the controls. Okay, that still works for the horizontal movement. Nice, nice. Check map stats, move settings. Whoa! Yes, they do the Super Mystery Dungeon thing. So in the original game, you would have to hit X to go into the menu. Then you'd have to go to moves. Maybe not move settings. Oh, I guess there's no moves thing since you have an actual menu for it now. But you'd have to go into your moves here and then use one of your moves from here. But you could set one move so that you could hold the left bumper and then hit A to just use the move on the spot. But you could only do that for one move. Super Mystery Dungeon was like, why are we only letting you set one move? How about when you hold the button instead, it just shows all 4 moves and then you can choose any one of those 4 to all 4 of the buttons there. And something really cool that I think it was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 3 that added it, and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon that refined it, was the more that you use a move, the stronger it becomes. So you can see currently all 4 of my moves are at level 1. Once that bar builds up enough, it'll, like, I think it goes green, blue, red, and then it goes up to level 2. And then same kind of pattern there, something like that. Oh, we can have a registered item as well, it looks like, so I can have an item equipped. Alright, first things first for Mystery Dungeon, let's go ahead and go into move settings and go ahead and... yeah, set some moves on and off here. If you set moves on, your teammates will only use those moves. Yep. Yeah, so I just want to... oh. Whoa! You start out with so much better moves than you do in the original game. Here I was expecting to go into here to disable useless moves like Growl or Leer that I don't want them to do. They have clearly learned from past Mystery Dungeons. All 4 of these are usable moves. Like, typically whenever starting a new Mystery Dungeon game, I would go into the move settings and deselect things that just augment the opponent's stats, like Growl and Leer and stuff like that I don't want my teammates using. But right off the bat, 4 very usable moves. Wow, what are my moves? I didn't even see before. Swift, Bite, Tackle, Quick Attack. Wow, that is so much better than in the original. Oh my goodness. So much better starting moves. Use a move with A. Yeah, that's the basic attack. But if you use at least one actual attack, like not a lot of people know this about Mystery Dungeon, but if you use at least one regular move, then you gain more experience. Quickly use the move multiple times in a row. That is new. Anyway, I don't know if that's the case here, but if you used at least one move, then you... Oh, that goes around corners, sweet. Then you get some additional experience points. Let's go ahead and go diagonally here. And then we'll pull back so we can both attack here. Now, this dungeon only has 3 floors. It's a pretty short one. So I may as well just, you know, use moves every time and never use the regular A attack of that. It has a text bubble above it now? Anyway, the regular A attacks don't use uses like these moves do. You can use them unlimited times, but they hit very weakly, like very weakly. Hopefully they buffed it in this game. That would be very nice. Also, it looks like there's an actual hunger thing at the top right there. So it actually shows you like how much hunger you have. Oh, it shows the money at the bottom. It shows the health of all your party, I assume, if you get up to 4 party members total. That is really cool. What else is in the menu here? So we don't have anything in the bag right now. You don't have any items. Status. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a very, very pleasant interface. My goodness. I am in love. There's nothing underfoot right now. Look around. I guess that just shows the grid. Oh. Oh, wait. Can you do that to like... Oh. Oh, you can't leave the room. Never mind. I guess that would be cheating, wouldn't it? Settings. Options. Usually I change my speed to fast because usually it starts out pretty slow. So we're on regular right now, which actually feels fine, honestly. Basic 2. Turn 1 damage. Yes, I like that. Teammate recovery item use. Yeah, use that if they're feeling low. The focus in auto mode. Choose what takes priority in auto. Oh, there's an auto mode in this one. So exploring takes priority over finding the stairs. That's fine with me. Movement through corridors in auto mode is... Yeah, walk, sure. Interrupt dashes in emergencies. Choose whether to stop dashing when you take damage from rough weather or hunger. How about no? Because during a sandstorm or hail in these games, one of the most annoying things is, or maybe I should have that yes because of hunger. I don't want to starve to death. One of the most annoying things is when you're dashing through a corridor and you get stopped every like 4 steps or something to take a teeny little bit of damage from the hail or the sandstorm or whatever the heck. So yeah, we're on fast speed now. So what does this look like? Oh, that is so freaking fast. Yeah, in previous... Oh, that is so charming looking. In PMD 1 and PMD 2 before, I would always have to change the speed to fast from normal because it was so slow on normal. But in this game, normal actually feels pretty good. I might change it back to normal. You yellow, teammates green, items blue, enemy Pokemon red, stairs white. That is cool, actually. So... in previous games, it used to be just like green of your allies, red of your enemies, and that's it. But now, like, everything's color-coded. That's cool. I was wondering what the yellow over me meant. All right, does quick attack still reach a tile away? Sweet. Why do I sometimes get an attack twice in a row? It's like the barrage gem is what it is from Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Give up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch it back to regular. I think they learned from the original of this game where it was way too slow in the beginning, in the first Mystery Dungeon games by default. And for normal speed, you had to switch it to fast. This speed right now, this is like fast of Super Mystery Dungeon. Also, looks like they fixed the AI from the first game. So by default, the AI would always just follow you as part of your team, and that's it. In Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, what they did is they made it so that if you're just like waiting around in a room, your teammates would actually go around collecting items instead of just doing nothing and following you and like being dumb and never going where you wanted them to. So it looks like this is a remaster of the first Mystery Dungeon with all the quality of life changes of Super Mystery Dungeon. That is so good. Poke is the money of this world. You can use it when you want to buy something. Can you still hold BA? No? There's gotta be some sort of a hotkey for it. I used to be able to hold BA to just have everything go by fast. Like, It's not doing anything here. There's gotta be some sort of button for that. Also, something very interesting that I'm seeing here is the items are already showing up on the map. It's like I've used the freaking item tracker orb, I forget what it's called. Weird. Also, it seems like, unlike the original, I guess the first dungeon isn't randomly generated. It seems like it's very much built for you to, like, have a tutorial level here. Press L for auto mode. No! Oh, and there's the pushing thing. So, another thing they added in Super Mystery Dungeon is if you don't hold B to go past an ally, and you just walk into them, you actually push them, which uses up some extra hunger along the way. You don't want to starve in the dungeon. But if you need to get farther and you need to push your ally into the vanguard to take care of an opponent Pokemon, that's what you would do. That's something that you couldn't do in the original game. So I'm really glad that they added that. And I can see enemies from afar as well. The stairs are there. Let's see what this last item is. Also, this is the dashing. This is what happens when you hold B. So it seems like for the most part, the gameplay is pretty much what I'm used to. It's like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 with Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon gameplay, is what it feels like here. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit auto mode. I meant to hit this actually. So I do have Swift. Does Swift have unlimited range in a straight line like I think it does? Is that one of my starting moves in this game? Oh, and you can even change what button they're assigned to? I don't remember that being a thing from Super Mystery Dungeon. That's really cool. Accuracy sure hit, range front. Dang. So I guess it makes sense that they wouldn't start you out with a move that could hit in a straight line like that. Anyway, we do have one extra range in the form of quick attack still though, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, those text bubbles are interesting. Last floor. Oh, I guess when I said 3 floors, I guess that means 3 actual floors to explore. I suppose. Oh, Chikorita starts out with a move that goes into straight line and hits anything in that though. It's pretty OP there. And you can see enemies on the map already without even having to use an orb for that. That makes this game probably a lot easier. I'll have to decide later whether I like that or not. Yeah, look at this. There's no way to stall though. Like, wait, how to play? What's a stall thing? There's gotta be something stall. It's clearly not BA. Basic controls. Walk, dash, bag, menu. Mystery is Y apparently. Auto scroll messages. Can I just hold B? No. Gameplay basics, dungeon controls. Alright, so there's choosing attack. Oh, you can throw an item that you have set with both the bumpers. That's cool. I don't remember if that was a thing in the original there. Oh, it's so cool seeing this on a Switch controller all mapped out. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon's back. I can't believe it. Alright, walk / push teammate. That's really nice how they brought that in from Mystery Dungeon. Like people who are from Super Mystery Dungeon. People who aren't used to that, it's probably gonna take a while to get used to. But after playing Super Mystery Dungeon, like it's the kind of thing that you get used to after a while. Dash, pass by teammate, yada yada. Useful shortcuts. Useful shortcuts. Walk diagonally, look for traps. You can look for traps in this? I guess you look for traps R and A. Oh. Oh, that's how you make time go by faster. R and A. I don't know why it said look for traps there. Okay, so it's no longer B and A, it's R and A that makes it go by faster. So that'll use up your hunger fast since you're literally letting turns go by super fast. But it also lets you auto heal without using an item, assuming no Pokemon runs into you during those turns that you're letting go by, since you auto heal over time. Oh yeah, there it is. I didn't even notice that. Past turn is RA hold. So guess you can look for traps if you think one's there. Attack with a move. A, bag, B. Oh yeah, you can just press B to go right into the bag, which is handy. Turn around. Oh yeah, Y is the direction thing. Look around R. Hold on, let's see here. Y is still the good old thing that it always is to face whatever direction you want, which is nice. B is for the bag. Look at that art, that's so cool. And then, hold on, what was the last thing that I saw there? Because, yeah, there's some different controls now. Look around R. Oh, that's cool. That was not a thing in the original game. That wasn't even a thing in Super Mystery Dungeon, I don't think. Yeah, I'm fairly certain it wasn't. So if there's like some enemies on the other side of the room, and you want to see exactly where they are to get your bearings, you can do that. That's really, really cool. Okay, let's see here. Type icon guide. Those are really charming icons. Oh yeah, fairy type is a thing now. Fairy was not a type that existed in the original Mystery Dungeon games, because that just wasn't a thing that existed back then. But now that this is a remake, it looks like they've incorporated that. That's really cool, actually. And it looks like they've incorporated the symbols for effectiveness that they did in the menus of PMD 3 and Super Mystery Dungeon. Super effective, regular, not very effective, no effect. That's really cool, actually. And autosave. Your adventure is automatically saved as you progress through the game. So they added an autosave feature. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that. Pokemon stats. There's stamina, yada yada. I know. Okay, so speed stat is a thing in this game. I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the original Mystery Dungeon game, since it was just turn-based, like walking around the dungeons here. So speed makes it easier to use moves continuously. It also makes it easier to avoid traps. That is new. So apparently there's a chance of a trap just not working if you step on it, if your speed is high enough. So that's why I was attacking twice sometimes. I guess my speed was just so much higher than my opponent's that it gave me a good chance to attack twice. That's actually really cool. So I probably don't need to see a lot of this stuff. Dash with fewer interruptions. What's this? You can choose to be able to keep going without stopping each time you take a small amount of damage. Yeah, I did that. Push other Pokemon. I already know about that from Super Mystery Dungeon. How to read the map. I know about this. Pokemon statuses. Yeah, I guess these are the boxes that'll appear as they happen. Traps and dungeons, which we aren't going to have to worry about for a while if it's a typical Mystery Dungeon. Same with the weather. Okay. So let's wait then. That's nice. So I'm a little bit disappointed that the wait feature isn't BA. Of course, you could also just attack like that to wait a turn. Cool. Well, dang it. I keep hitting that by accident instead of ZL here. Okay, let's go ahead and use quick attack there. Ah, the good old classic too. Oh, look at that level up menu. Oh, that's nice. Good, I leveled up. That's actually really, really nice, honestly. Okay, that just loops around. I just wanted to see if there was a room that I missed. And I was gonna see if there was a room I missed to see if there was any items that I missed, but there's no chance of that since it already shows them all on the map. Alright, end of the dungeon. Let's go on. Where are you? I came to rescue you. Huh? Your mom's waiting. Let's get you out. Okay. I like the art style of this remake. Oh, I really like that. Remastered. Do. And that art in the background is such a classic PMD art style, but like so much better than back then. Ah, this is nostalgic. My baby's safe. I'm sorry. I don't know how I could ever thank you properly. Oh, that's okay. It has been dangerous lately with sudden quakes and fissures like that one. It was great to find your little boy unharmed. Please, may I have your names at least? I'm Cynthia. And this is Harmonia. Cool. I already knew he was gonna say that. I remembered that. I should have said that. And this is gonna be something about him staring. He's, staring at me adoringly. See, this is how much I know about this game, how many times I've played it, and how nostalgic it is for me. I kind of want to draw that Eevee art right there as an emote now. He's, staring at me adoringly. Sparkly eyes. It's a little embarrassing. But this doesn't feel bad either. It's like I'm a hero. Helping Pokemon in trouble might be a good experience. Thank you, Cynthia and Harmonia. Look at that art, it's so cool. I know it isn't really enough, but this is a token of our thanks. Please accept it. Pechaberry? Tiny. Oh, they added Tiny Reviver Seeds to this game. That's awesome. Tiny Reviver Seeds. I don't remember if they were added in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 3 or Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. It might have been Super Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 3 is the one game of this series that I've only played once. All other ones I've played multiple times. So, like, one of the most valuable items in Mystery Dungeon games are Reviver Seeds. But they can be kind of hard to come by. And whenever you fall, a Reviver Seed, if you have it in your inventory, will be used up and it'll revive you. And it fully restores your health and your move uses. And because of the rarity of Reviver Seeds and how useful they are, it was either in Super Mystery Dungeon or Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 3 that they added tiny reviver seeds, which act just like a reviver seed, but it only fully restores your health when you faint. It doesn't restore your move uses. And tiny reviver seeds in Super Mystery Dungeon became so common, but the later dungeons became so hard that how well you did was basically based off of how many tiny reviver seeds you had, at least on your first playthrough, before you like had a better understanding of the game. Like, in Final Dungeon, I probably used like 20 tiny reviver seeds. It was insane. That's really awesome that they added tiny reviver seeds to this game. And she definitely did not give you a reviver seed in the original version of this game. And that's really nice that they added tiny reviver seeds to this game. That is going to make life a whole lot better. Also, with reviver seeds, in previous Mystery Dungeon games like this one, whenever any ally in your party would faint, it would use up a reviver seed. Like, I gotta find that clip of Ronsky No from my original playthrough. Ronsky, no! No, Ronsky! Because that Ronsky No clip is the perfect example of when you don't want to use a reviver seed. Because it'll just be automatically used the moment any one of your party members faints. Even if they're a party member who's super weak, who's just along for the ride to get like some experience, who you didn't want to waste that reviver seed on because they're super valuable. In Super Mystery Dungeon, whenever anybody faints, you get a prompt. Would you like to use your reviver seed or your tiny reviver seed? I really hope this game has that, so that we don't have another Ronsky No moment like my original playthrough of this game from 2 years ago. I called it! I called the Pechaberry! Got 500 Poke. I called the Pechaberry. I didn't call the tiny reviver seed because that's not an item that even existed in the original. I'm really glad they added that to this game. Thank you so much. Goodbye. The art of this game is really charming. Thank you for helping. You're very tough. I sure was impressed. So, what are you going to do? Do you have any plans? Listen, Harmonia. If you don't have a place to stay, you should come with me. Do 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 do.